We're in the middle of the month already. Good morning. This is THG News Today with Mervyn Hanley. Wednesday, 15th November. The news, of course, is brought to you the kind of compliments by Carl & Sons on St. Maarten. Let us hear from our sponsor. Carl & Sons have been serving the people of St. Maarten for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are two locations, Coal Bay and on the Pondville. In Coal Bay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Pondville, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Coal Bay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. According to the Daily Herald, Marco Giovanni da Silva, age 60, had hoped to have his manslaughter conviction overturned on appeal, but the Joint Court of Justice on Monday confirmed the lower court's 2022 ruling and sentenced the former Canigita Street resident to 6 years in prison. Da Silva claimed self-defense during his appeal trial last month, saying his neighbor had hit him with a chair and had tried to choke him on the evening of May 27, 2022. He told the panel of 3 judges that he had tried to run away, but the victim had chased him down. Da Silva told the court that the incident had started over an argument about money. The former construction worker said he had not been able to work because of an injury and was surviving on government welfare. He said he would regularly give his monthly stipend to the victim to pay his utility bills, after which he would return the remainder. The night of the stabbing, Da Silva said he had asked the victim for his money, but the man gave him $60 US less than what he expected. Da Silva pressed for the correct change and claimed the victim instead got angry and attacked. "I took the knife to try and help myself," Da Silva told the court during the appeals trial. Police found the victim lying on the ground in his home with blood splattered on the door and walls. The wounds and severe loss of blood landed the victim in the hospital's intensive care unit. It took him 3 months to recover. The court is of the opinion that the factual circumstances on which the defendant bases his self-defense are not plausible, the Joint Court said in its short 3-page verdict. No indications can be derived from the case file that support the defendant's scenario in which the victim allegedly attacked him and chased him in his garden. The Joint Court found the victim's version of events more credible. The victim told police that Da Silva had gotten into his face during the argument and he had pushed him away. After the push, Da Silva pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the arm and stomach. The victim's statement is supported by the statement of another neighbor who did not see the incident but who heard it and who stated that there was a discussion about money and that at one point the victim let a loud scream, the Joint Court said. The defendant's self-defense claim is therefore rejected simply because it lacks a factual basis. In September 2022, the lower court found Da Silva guilty of manslaughter and ordered him to sit 6 years in the Point Blanche prison. Da Silva was arrested on the night of the stabbing and only spent 9 days in custody before being remanded. He has been free since. After the Joint Court of Justice, convicted persons only have one more appeal, which is to the Dutch Supreme Court. However, this court does not re-evaluate evidence. It only determines whether the other courts applied the law correctly. About 4 years ago, Da Silva was convicted of attempted severe mistreatment in another stabbing incident in which a man was stabbed in the neck. For this crime, he received a 12-month conditional prison sentence with anger management training. He also spent time at Turning Point Foundation to get over his issues with alcohol abuse. Wow, this man has a penchant for stabbing. He did not learn his lesson then, and he went back and did almost the same thing to another victim. Now he sits 6 years in prison just because someone paid him $60 less from what they probably owed. $60 less. And you now end up spending 6 years in prison for that. That's a damn fool. On to the next story. The Antigua and Barbuda Customs and Excise Division has recorded a noteworthy financial milestone, reporting $327 million in revenue during the first 10 months of the year, an impressive 9.11% increase from the same period last year. The trajectory suggests a historic breakthrough, with government revenues from customs on track to surpass $400 million for the first time in history. Gaston again. The surge is primarily attributed to a thriving construction sector, driving the importation of various building materials. The head of the Customs Department recommends exploring reduced import taxes to enhance affordability for the public, emphasizing the need to continue collecting the Antigua and Barbuda sales tax, the ABST. This financial success underscores the ripple effect of the construction boom on overall economic performance. And great news there for Antigua and Barbuda, almost $400 million in the year in customs. Wow, that's great. From Dominica, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has announced that he will be traveling to Dubai at the end of November to participate in COP28 convention. He made the announcement during the sitting of Parliament. The United Nations Annual Climate Change Conference, also known as the Conference of the Parties or COP, brings together world leaders, ministers, and negotiators to agree on ways to address climate change. COP28 will convene from November 30th to December 12th in Dubai, with a focus on fast-tracking energy transition and slashing emissions before 2030, transforming climate finance and placing people, lives, and livelihoods at the heart of climate change. A matter of fact, I will be going to COP28 in Dubai at the end of this month, and we will have discussions with IRENA where we may sign an agreement with them for significant financing of part of the geothermal project, Skerrit revealed. He continued, we are going to COP28 with some pessimism, but some optimism. Skerrit added, we in CARICOM are going there to represent the Caribbean people at COP28 at the end of the month. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister presented an update on the International Airport project, stating that the project is on track. They are on schedule, and by the end of next year, you will see an even greater manifestation of its movement. He mentioned that the geothermal energy project is also on track and work is ongoing. We have gotten the financing for the transmission lines. We are finalizing the agreement, and in the next couple of weeks, we will certainly be in a position to sign up with the partner on the construction of the geothermal plant. Skerrit added, work is ongoing there as we speak, and we had the donors conference here a couple weeks ago, and we have gotten some firm commitments from IRENA. IRENA is the International Renewable Energy Agency. All Caribbean leaders, they're heading over to COP28. Yeah, in Dubai. I understand the St. Kitts and Nevis is sending a very large delegation to COP28. A matter of fact, there are reports of up to 5 government ministers will be going to COP28 over there in Dubai, along with an entourage. So are these trips worth it? I guess we'll find out at some point, right? That's the end of our news for today. My name is Mervyn Hanley. Do join us again tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock for a similar presentation. The news this morning was powered by Carl & Sons on St. Maarten. Have a good day.